Today, I built 4 stashes, ranging from $1 all the way to $50 million. And on the last one, I used some of the rarest blocks in Minecraft. And you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Well, to find out, let's rewind to yesterday when I got a message. Yo, Vility, I'm not going to lie, the stashes you make suck. Yo, what is he talking about? Let me message him back. They don't even suck. I just don't have enough money to make good ones. And then he responded with a challenge. Okay, how about you prove it? I give you $50 million to make a stash. And I said, bet. So now I'm off on a mission to make the best stash on this server. But I want to start by warming up with a few stashes before that, starting with the $1 stash. All right, so this is our $1 stash. This is what I got from digging down, but this isn't really enough and I need some chests for an actual real stash. So I did invite my friend and I'm gonna pay him $1 for some stuff. So what can you give me for $1? I'm gonna pay you right now $1. What can I get, man? Okay. Thank you, man. What? All right, fair enough. All right, so now that he gave us these materials, we can actually make a proper $1 stash. So the first thing I'm gonna do is craft a crafting table, and I think I'm gonna try to make a stone cutter to make these into like cool looking blocks. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna do this going through it, and then this on the sides. That looks good. And then we could do like walls. That looks terrible. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Let's do these walls. All right, same type of design, and then in the middle we're gonna do these. Let's do this side now. All right, now let's do this side. All right, so for the ceiling, I'm gonna do the same type of pattern with this polished granite, and that, and now we have 4 blocks, exactly the amount we need. There is a bedrock piece right here, which makes me so mad because it kind of makes it look ugly. But you know, this is what we got. This is what we're working with. We have 5 chests, so our stash is looking like this. And yikes, I think this is all we can do. We're gonna do 2 chests right here, a little lantern for light, and then another one for light. And honestly, I think it's good though. This is the $1 stash. Get on to the next one. All right, so now we're on the 1 million stash build. What I'm gonna do is the theme is going to be like a snowy biome. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but we're gonna be using ice and tons of other stuff. We're gonna get the supplies starting with the chests. All right, I got these chests for 39K. Now we need the materials for the exterior, the decorations. So let's do it. Got a steal on this packed ice. Snow blocks for 47K. Let's do it. 449K for blue ice. Honestly, it's worth it, bro. I'm gonna do it. I don't even care. And now for the wood I'm gonna be using spruce logs. So let's get a couple of those. And we're gonna get a few item frames for the chests. I might buy some more things, but we just gotta see. We're gonna start building this though. And now for this side. All right, so this is the floor, and oh my gosh, it's so bright. Now I'm gonna do some stripes of this all around. Yeah. All right, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put glass here and then have the bottom snow. So let's get some glass real quick. 29K. I'm gonna need a little bit more snow. So this is what it looks like. Honestly, I kind of like it. We're gonna do the other side. All right, so this is what the top looks like. All right, now time for some chests. So we're gonna get a hopper for this one and a hopper for this one. And we can fill this up with glass. I meant ice. We can fill that up with ice. And now for the next side. All right, so we can't afford real armor, so we're gonna put this chainmail armor in the item frames. So we do have 93K more to spare, so I think I'm gonna try to make a design inside these walls. So yeah, let me try something out real quick. Okay, I kind of like that. Let's do the other side. All right, we have this little glass design. Honestly, it looks pretty questionable, but hey, I only had $1 million. Some might say that's a lot, but honestly, this isn't too bad for like a beginner stash. It looks better than the $1 stash, I think. So let's get on to the $10 million stash. In this stash, I used some of the most unique blocks I could find. All right, for the $10 million stash. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna get some shroom lights. These look really nice and I like them. So I have 64 of those. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a design where like I'm gonna have like anchors under the ground. So like, this is gonna look like really cool. So yeah, let's fill this in. I'm gonna put anchors all the way over here. So I'm gonna start with the first anchor and go all the way down. All right, so they're all finished. And now I think we can put some glass so like it's actually safe. Black stained glass for I think 30K. I forgot. Doesn't even matter. We're rich. All right, that looks good. I don't like how there's bedrock here, but it doesn't matter. Also, please don't come to my stashes. I've leaked the bedrock on literally every single one. But yeah. Now I think we're gonna do like maybe some quartz blocks just going up so we can actually have the chests like that are actually layered. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. So I was thinking something like this. I'm gonna do this on this side and this side. Yeah, all right, that's all done. Now we need to get the ceiling done. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing, but like where it's kind of like caved in. So yeah, I'm gonna do this side and this side, and yeah, let's do it. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to make a little inside area here and put some armor trim guys with a 0.1% armor, just to show how rich and rare this stash is. Let's do it. All right, now I have this open. I'm gonna do the same to this side and these two. All right, so I dug out the top two, and now I gotta figure out what type of blocks I want to use for this outside. All right, these orch ray frog lights look super cool, so I'm gonna get some of these, and I think I want to do some redstone lamps to complement them. All right, I'm gonna see if the torches make this look cool when lit up. Okay, low key, that looks fire. I think I'm gonna use this block. All right, so just like this side, I have to put redstone torches inside to light them up, and honestly, this looks super cool. So yeah, let's do it. All right, so this is the final product of this side, and bro, this looks fire. Now I'm gonna try to do this type of like design, but following all of these ridges. All right, here's the roof. So now we're gonna do this, but for this side. So I'm gonna try to copy it. All right, it's finished. It looks fire, bro. Now I gotta do the armor stands. You know what? I think I'm gonna put the armor stands like every other, and then we can do that. So yeah, let's do it. Let's try it. All right, so this is the side. We're gonna put the armor stands here, and then I think I'm gonna glass it up. I think the black stained glass looks good. All right, so now here's this side. So we have this side and this side. The exterior is finished now. I kind of like it. Like, it's a very unique base design. You kind of have to adjust your eyes to it. Hear me out. So yeah, we're gonna put the armor stands in here and then fully block it up and then start doing the chests. So let's do it. All right, here goes the helmets. All right, now for the chest plates, the leggings, finally the boots. And this is the final results. This is kind of fire for 10 milli. Now we need to get some chests. It's not gonna be the best chest wise, but it's not gonna be like terrible, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's do this. All right, so this is gonna be my chest layout. We're gonna put some item frames and label them. This is the stash. We have 2.7 million left, so all we're gonna do is just fill up all of these chests with gear. All right, so here's some diamond swords. It costed around 1 million, and then here's some pickaxes, cost like 500K. All right, here are some crystals, and here's some obsidian. All right, so I got some pearls here, got some anchors here, and then some glowstone. So now to finish this off, we need XP gaps, and then I'm not gonna lie, I don't have enough for armor, but in the future we can put armor there. So this is the $10 million stash. I pretty much used every single penny I had, and honestly, not too bad. I could potentially use this. I like it. Like I would do this in the future, and probably the shroom lights. So yeah, let's get on to the $50 million stash. All right, so for the $50 million stash, I was looking around the auction for blocks to use, and I'm not gonna lie, the best blocks that fit our budget are these 5 blocks. We got honeycomb blocks per pillars. I don't know what that, I don't even know how that even became a name. And then we got chiseled polished blackstone, we got blocks of diamonds, and then we have sea lanterns. So I'm looking through, and I'm not gonna lie, I think this next build I want to use sea lanterns and some type of blackstone. So polished blackstone bricks, those look fire. So we're gonna do these. So this guy's selling a shulker box of them for 1.75 mil. We don't need that many stacks of it, but I mean, we're rich. What does it matter if we spend 1.7 on this? Doesn't matter at all. So yeah, there we go. Now for some sea lanterns. We definitely cannot afford a shulker of sea lantern blocks, but we could probably get a couple stacks of these. And then finally, I wanted another block to complement the sea lanterns, and this prismarine block looks really cool. So we're gonna get a couple stacks of these. All right, and now I think we need to start with a block that we can put or some type of item under the base. So just like how I did in our $10 million stash, I put anchors under the base. For this one, I want to do maybe like water. I think water would be nice. And then, ooh, we could add some fish. That sounds fire. All right, so I'm gonna start off by getting 2 water buckets so we can make an infinite water source. Let's do it right here. Now we have water 4 days. And then now we need fish. I think axolotls will look better. So we're going to get a couple of these instead. All right, we now have 10 buckets of axolotls. And now I want to do some measurements so we can do this correctly. So the bottom block that they're going to rest on is sea lanterns. So we're just going to put these all the way down. And yeah, let's do it. Alrighty. And then now we need a block for them to not pop out of and escape. All right, now we can start putting them in here. Yo, look at them. They actually look so cool. Oh my God, they're escaping. That is not good. For safety measures, I'm gonna block this up completely. No, they're going up and stuff. Yo, get back on, get back down there. Another one. All right, now we need more buckets of water. All right, now to complete this. All right, it's all flattened out. And now we need to put a glass layer on it. I think we're gonna do a cyan stained glass block because it looks really cool. Let's do that. And now that is the floor. That looks super cool. I really like that. All right, now for the next block I want to use. So I want to use these chiseled blocks kind of in like cube formations. So just like this. And we're just gonna keep filling it. All right, so now we have it like this, and we're gonna do the other side. Let's go. All right, now the other side is completed. Now I think we need a white block to fill these in, and honestly, we could make a layer under it and put glass to make it look even cooler. But I don't know what to use. Okay, what about this? What does this look like? Ooh, honestly, that looks fire. You know what? Let's keep doing that. Now this is the finished half, and honestly, this looks amazing. So let's do the other half. All right, now we are finished. And this looks amazing in my opinion. So now we need to do the walls, and honestly I don't really know what to do, but all I know is first thing I do want to do is start putting the chest layout down so I don't mess up like I did on the $10 million stash with that shulker box as the helmets. So we're gonna buy some chests. We can buy a stack because we're insanely rich, and start placing down. All right, now that I have all these chests down, I'm gonna put item frames just so I can label it and stay organized. All right, now all of our chests are done. We will be filling them up, but I just wanted them there for reference. Now we're gonna start building the sides of our stash. All right, so I'm gonna start with 4 stacks. Each stack costs around 2 million. So that is a pretty expensive item. Now it's time to dig out where we're gonna put these blocks. And honestly, just because we can, I'm gonna get a god pickaxe because it's gonna make this a whole lot quicker. And actually, I just remembered I can buy an amethyst pickaxe and then resell it after I'm finished with it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully someone actually buys it after I'm finished with it. So yeah, let's do it. And now for the design, I'm just gonna have these falling all the way up and then across. All right, now it's all finished. Honestly, I really like this design. It looks really cool, and the floor complements it like perfectly. So now I'm gonna put these chests down and start doing these sides. I also made sure to add hoppers in between each chest, and yeah, that's the finished chest product. And now onto these. All right, so I decided to do this for the corners just to make them look better, so I have to do this for the other 3. Sorry for the pause, guys, but I did want to say that my friend gave this stash a rating at the end, and he said some pretty crazy stuff, I'm not gonna lie. And boom, now we need to do these 2 things, and I think I want to make a throne. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I feel like a throne would look so cool in between these, like one side and then one side. Wait, I don't know how to make thrones. All right, so I just realized I don't know how to make thrones at all. So I think what I'm gonna do is an aquarium, so we can just extend this but right here and build it as an entire aquarium. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, let's try it out. It's supposed to look more clear, but yeah, this is what I got so far. And they look pretty cool. They look pretty cool. I don't know what I could do to define them, but that's what I got so far. So yeah, we're just gonna, there it is. So now we have this side and this side, and yeah, all around it looks honestly really cool. So the last thing I want to add to this stash, since we have $19 million, is gear. It does look a little empty in here, but I mean, you can always add stuff to this. Like for 50 million, I think this is valid. Like we have tons of stuff. We could probably regear at least 15 times with all the stuff we have. Have a few regears, a couple turtle masters, and then same thing with this side. We can regear tons of times. So this is the $1 versus $50 million stash challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed, and finally, here goes my friend's rating. At least he said he liked the $50 million stash. It is safe to say I have a lot of improving to do,
but you know what? I am proud of myself. Let me know in the comments if you liked any of these stashes, because I think I did amazing.